George, good morning. The National Organization for Women is now calling for O'Reilly to be fired. And now another lawsuit against the company. Not about sexual harassment, but race. Some employees saying they were ridiculed because they were black.
Welcome aboard. Congratulations.
This morning, explosive new allegations against Fox News. This time, the network accused of appalling discrimination. One former and two current employees in the network's payroll department accusing a supervisor of racially charged harassment and saying Fox did nothing to stop it. In this new 36-page lawsuit, Tashona Brown, Tabriz Wright, and Monica Douglas claiming the former head of accounting, Judith Slater, who is white, harassed the three white women, calling their department the Urban Payroll Department, questioning whether Tabriz Wright's three children were all fathered by the same man, and expressing an unwillingness to even be near black people. The lawsuit also claiming Slater made disparaging remarks about other races too, allegedly calling her daily commuter train the Bombay Express due to the number of people of Indian descent, and referring to day laborers as cheap Mexicans. Monica Douglas, who still works at Fox, alleges in the lawsuit, even though Slater warned her not to complain to HR, she did report the alleged harassment in November 2014. But she claims nothing was done until a little over a month ago when their allegations went public. Fox fired Slater, citing what it called the 19-year veteran's abhorrent behavior.
Fox is now in the midst of chaos. It's in the midst of a crisis of credibility.
All of this happening as the network's former chairman, Roger Ailes, facing a new sexual harassment suit brought by contributor Julie Roginski.
He's completely closing the field.
And Fox's biggest star, Bill O'Reilly,
The factor begins right now.
under fire after a recent New York Times article reporting the anchor and the parent company of Fox News paid nearly $13 million in settlements over claims of inappropriate behavior by O'Reilly, including sexual harassment over the last 15 years.
We are calling today for an independent investigation into the culture of sexual harassment at Fox News.
This morning, more top advertisers pulling out of the O'Reilly factor, which brought in $446 million in advertising revenue from 2014 to 2016. Now losing at least 22 companies, including Mercedes, BMW, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Allstate, Lexus, and Bayer.
And one additional note, we incorrectly said that 30 women had filed lawsuits over those sexual harassment allegations at Fox News this week. While an attorney for one of the alleged victims says there have been 30 such allegations, only 3 such lawsuits have been filed. Now, back to that racial discrimination suit. In a statement in response to the lawsuit, Fox says there is no place for conduct like this at Fox News, which is why Ms. Slater was fired. And that's the latest from that suit.
Okay, Lauren, thanks very much. And we're going to get more on that now. We're joined live by Tashona Brown, Tabriz Wright, Monica Douglas, and their attorney, Douglas Wigler. Welcome to all of you. Tashona, let me begin with you. I guess you said these comments went on for years. It was the comments, though, about the Black Lives Matter movement that were the real tipping point?
Correct.
What were they?
Essentially, walking down the hallway, if you encountered Judith Slater, she would put up her hands in this, motion, I guess, mocking the Black Lives Matter movement, walking into the bathroom, even saying goodnight to her at night. She required us to say goodnight at 6 o'clock or whatever time you're leaving. And instead of saying goodnight back, it's hands up, don't shoot. That was definitely the tipping point for me.
And she actually had you repeat words. What was that about?
She called me down to her office one day, and she was actually in a meeting with her accounting team, and she had these words on Post-its, and she said, Tashona, I want you to say this word, and it was mother, and then she picked up another one, and it was father, and ask, fifth, all of these words, and I said, why do you have me doing this? And she's just like, black people continuously mispronounce these words, and I have a couple of people, black people on my staff, and it's just these words that are always mispronounced in meetings, and she wanted to see if I as well mispronounce these words.
Oh, and Tabriz, you worked in the payroll department.
That's correct.
She called it, you say, the urban payroll department?
Yes, the urban payroll division.
And
it was insulting, appalling, and we shouldn't have to deal with that at all.
So what were the instances where she comes up to you and asks you if all your children have the same father.
We were in the elevator one day, and she came up and she saw me with a bag, and she was like, "Oh, big bag," and I'm like, "Yes," and she's like, I'm gonna take my food home because I didn't finish eating it. I'm gonna take it to my kids. She's like, "Oh, you have children?" I'm like, "I have 3. All by the same man?" And I'm like, "Yes." I was shocked.
And why not take these complaints to the HR division?
With my prior experience, HR does not do anything. I had a situation where my team director, she had been to HR and to the legal department and spoken with a senior vice president and our head legal counsel for Fox News, and nothing happened.
Monica, you just joined the suit recently. You say in addition to these allegations of racial discrimination, you were marked for your breast cancer?
Yes, that's correct.
What happened?
She would often say, call me out, cancer girl, or one boob girl.
Just in the normal course of business?
In the normal course of business day in front of my staff.
And according to the complaint, you raised these issues with Fox's general counsel, Diane Brandy. So what happened then? According to the complaint, you raised these issues with Fox's general counsel, Diane Brandy. So what happened then?
That's also correct. I had a discussion with Diane regarding Judy's behavior and expressed my experience with her, and Diane simply said, she's untouchable.
Untouchable.
She cannot be fired because she knows too much.
And that's really the bigger story here, George. There's really a cover-up going on at Fox at the highest levels. Judy Slater worked at Fox for 8 years. She didn't wake up in year 17 and become a racist. She'd been doing this all along. And at the highest levels, including the general counsel, they were willing to let this happen solely because she knew too much. And what she knew, as we're reading about and understanding and seeing about the government investigation, is how there have been all these settlements and trying to cover up these settlements.
So you're saying the fact that Fox has fired her and shown that it's not appropriate for her to be there isn't enough?
Well, they fired her knowing for many years that she was engaged in this conduct, and that's reprehensible. They let it happen because she was the comptroller and she was privy to all of the information about all the various different settlements that have been going on at Fox for years.
What's the most important thing you want out of all this?
I want a voice for many years of feeling voiceless, and just to, let people black women who are going through the same thing, that are still working at Fox, to, speak up and to not have it happen any longer.
Thanks for sharing your story this morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, thank you, George. And coming up on